Stage 6 of the 2023 Dakar, and, well, I'm now up to date, which means we can go into a bit more detail. Firstly, stages 7 and 8 have been swapped around because the ASO have had to make changes because of flooding. You didn't expect to hear that about a desert, did you? But, well, part of it is proof of things like global warming. For me, what I would say is it's proof of the flaws of holding Dakar in one country. No matter how large it is, you can still have these issues. At least with the old kind of Paris-Dakar, you crossed continents, so you had all these different bits and pieces, and you had a variety of different roads. So flooding in the more foresty stages didn't really matter as much. Plus, the Sahara is quite a dry region, so you didn't necessarily have to worry about rainfall there. However, let's talk about the different classes. Firstly, let's talk about the bikes. Skylar Howes holds the lead for Husqvarna. However, it was Luciano Benavides who picked up the scratch. I believe they said it was his first scratch, so well done to him. And elsewhere, Toby Price hangs on to second, 3 minutes 31 back, and it's 7 minutes and 1 back for Kevin Benavides, rounding out the top 3. On a similar kind of note with the original bimodal, Moore holds a lead of 12 minutes over Vega. But I think the bigger stories come from the car class and the T1s. Because, rotten luck for Audi today, Sainz going too fast over Adrian and breaking the car, but the worst one was for Peter Hansel, who, well, he described that he'd essentially knocked himself out, and co-driver Edward Boulanger was lying down, which meant that both of them got taken to hospital. All I can really say is wish for a speedy recovery for Mr. Dakar and Boulanger. What it's meant, though, is that the top 4 is all Toyota. Toyota have a nearly 2-hour lead. It's an hour and 3/4 over the next non-Toyota, which is 5th place Audi of Matthias Ekstrom. Loeb is in 6th. After all of his issues, he's in 6th, 2 hours off the lead. And with Alatia having a 1 hour lead over Henk Lattigan, it seems like it's almost a done deal, right? Especially with issues for people like Yazid Al-Raji in the June stake, Toyotas weren't immune to it. So it's Alatia, Lattigan, Moraz, and then Gino de Villiers just up the road from Ekstrom. And that's something that's quite telling, is how far people have ended up dropping down the order and dropping completely out because of issues in the dunes. It's something that's quite big with this year's Dakar, because we didn't really have the same kind of issues in the past couple of Saudi editions, but we're seeing it a lot more this time around for sure. In the quads, Giroud holds the advantage over Moreno Flores. It's now 43 minutes, with Capetti in 3rd, another 40 minutes off. In the T3s, it seems like it's a 2-horse race between DeMayview and Jones. Quintero is an hour back from Jones, and Lopez Contado is another hour and 3/4 back. Now, there could easily be something that happens to both the top 2, but I believe that DeMayview is also not competing for the overall W2RC, so Austin Jones leads those standings. Elsewhere in the T4s, it's still relatively close, whilst Rodrigo Lupi de Oliveira has a 20-minute advantage over second place Rokas Bachuska. You have 2 of the Godsals within 3 minutes of Bachuska. Faraz Guel another few minutes back, and then the third Godshal, Mikau, not much further back either. So anything could happen there. And in the trucks, Lepry has a 23-second advantage over Van den Brink, as the Deroy trucks were having a little battle today, I believe. I think it was it Martin Van den Brink and Van Kasteren were duking it out over the scratch. And then you got Maciek and Volta rounding out that top 5. And yeah, the Dakar. I don't know. I love watching the Dakar. I love following it. But the past few seasons, I've been thinking more and more. I quite like what the Africa Eco Race does, which is more spirited the Dakar. I think that's going on around now as well. So I might do something about that at some point. Anyways, as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.